my name's Kaylee. Welcome to my Draw My Life sketch. I'm just doing the opening credits now, as you can see. Now I'm drawing my mom, Cindy, and my other mom, which I call Nana, and I know it's very confusing and that means grandma, but it's my other mom, and I didn't want to call her Dada, so I called her Nana. And they were together 20 years, and they went to the doctor one day, and they decided they want to have a kid, and they tried a lot of times, and then I came. So that's me with my crazy red hair. Now I'm just drawing me with my pets that I had when I was small, 2 cats, Moose and Luna, and my dog Rex. And I wanted to talk about how they influenced me to be good to animals, and I really liked animals a lot, so I became a vegetarian in my teenage years, and I've been one for about a decade now. I really loved animals. Didn't want to be a vet though, that wasn't one of my dreams, but... And now I'm just drawing myself and my best friend, Felicia. I met her in kindergarten, and we were friends ever since then. So it was definitely good to have a friend for that long, someone that you can confide in, especially since I was an only child, so I didn't really have other kids to talk to a lot. Now I'm drawing all the different sports that my parents put me into since I was the only kid and they thought I needed activities, which I'm grateful for. I did help me with a lot of experiences, but I wasn't really good at any of them, so I never really stuck with anything. I wasn't that great at anything. Just like the best one I was at was volleyball, but even then I wasn't that great. Yeah, I'm just pointing out that I was alright in school, I didn't have to try, but I probably should have. I just didn't find it really challenging or meaningful. And now I'm drawing, nice mouth, I'm drawing my parents splitting up. I was about 12 at this point. So I was moving back and forth between them, and it was a really stressful part of my life. I felt like I kind of wasn't a kid anymore after that. And there's me and my first boyfriend ever. His name was Martin. I asked him out when I was on the phone. I'm kind of one of those kind of people, I'll just go for it if I want it. And he said maybe. And then he called me back later and said yes. But he actually liked my best friend better than me, but I think he settled. But we got along well and we had a good time. We went out for like 6 months. He was really nice. But then one day he went to the States for vacation, and when he came back, he got his friend to ask for all his stuff back and pretty much break the news. So I gave him his sweater piece by piece back to him. Oh, and now I'm just drawing some booze, basically drugs and alcohol, because I started experimenting with that when I was like 14, I think. And it didn't make me happy. I guess increased my depression. I was looking for comfort in anything, really. Didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Didn't know what the point of life was. I went to a lot of counselors. I was really low. I couldn't go through the whole day of school. I would come home at lunch just to go home and sleep. I felt like there was no point of going to school. I didn't really see a future for myself at all. Didn't really want to be around that long. grade 12. This is my last year of high school. My friend asked me to go see a movie with him, and I had kind of been letting our mutual friends know that I liked him, so he decided to ask me out to a movie. I was like, sure. And ever since we went out, and we became boyfriend and girlfriend later on, after we graduated, and that lasted for about 3 years. And I went to college that summer, after that summer, to take display and design. I always did really well in art, and I really liked art a lot, so I wanted to do something related, but the art university by me only accepted people that had not practical math, but like regular math, I guess, and I didn't have that, so I picked display and design. And now I'm showing that it just wasn't for me. Like, I'm a horrible craft person, draft person. We were learning about furniture eras and like the different kinds of furniture, and like none of this was even close to interesting for me, and it was really hard. Like, we'd be there for 7 hours and we'd have projects. It got to the point where I was so stressed out trying to finish these that I almost threw up trying to do all this. I couldn't have a part-time job even. It was just too much. Too heavy of a course load. But I was taking art history at the time, and I thought, I'll stay in this. I won't drop out of this because it is kind of interesting. So I stayed with that. I wanted to keep going to school. School always made me feel kind of useful, even if in every other aspect I didn't. Not that I did well to start off with, but it definitely helped my self-esteem to do something productive. And I was in my relationship for 3 years, and we both cheated on each other and forgave each other, and we were more like friends. Like, we had a really good time when we hung out together, but I think we mistook love, two different kinds of love, like friendship love and lover love, I guess. And he finished school and tried to get jobs as an aircraft mechanic, and he never did. And all the other jobs that I was working at the time, I was working 2 jobs to move out into this crazy place that I'm showing you right now. My very first apartment, it was so small and so dingy, but I loved it. And I worked 2 jobs for it, but my boyfriend refused to work any jobs that were beneath him and his school, so it caused a rift between us. I felt like he thought he was too good, and why was I still okay to do that kind of thing? And he would come over and eat my food, and I got really resentful when on both sides. We were both very resentful, and we ended up breaking up, which I think was best, definitely. I wish we could have stayed friends after, but it's hard to do that with ex-boyfriends. It complicates things. So now I'm drawing myself by myself, learning how to live by myself and take care of myself. And I was proud of all the things that I was accomplishing. I found some history classes in school that I found really interesting, so I started taking that, and that made me feel good that I was actually interested in something school related, to actually want to learn about it instead of just having to learn about it. I also started doing a little bit better in school as well. And then I met my fiance John, and I drew his hair all ugly because he had a comb over. And we met at Cafe Crepe on our first date, and we both talked over each other way too much, and it was definitely fun, and it wasn't forced at all, so I definitely wanted to see him again. And we ended up going out, and we moved in together after I think 7 months, which was kind of soon for me. I saved all my stuff that my happiness had its highs and lows like everybody else, but it was starting to get better. And being loved unconditionally really helped, even with my own unconditional love of myself. Not that I would have to do something in order for me to love myself, I just did no matter what, and that was different than what I was used to. And then I finally found a job that I could just work part-time at and still be able to afford to go to school, which is very hard for me to do, so I was kind of depressed about that because, well, I would have to work so much that I wouldn't have time to go to school or spend enough time on school and also have a life. And then we moved out to our place now, and John asked me to marry him, and I said yes, and that's his crappy come-over, even though it doesn't happen anymore. I thought I would be consistent, but yeah, I'm really glad that I found this job that I have now. So I'm happy about school, because I can go more and not worry and spend time on all the things that I like to spend time on. I'm doing more of my hobbies. We adopted a cat together. Her name's Kira. That's our pet children, because we don't want children. Kept dropping it. And I just wanted to tell everybody that it does get better. There's me sad and then me happy. And I was sad for a long time. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And that's how long. I mean, it was at varying degrees of depression, but it was always a cloud on my head. And now it's lifted, so this has been the best year so far for me. So I'm really excited about seeing the rest, and thanks for watching. And I hope you have a good day, and I hope that you enjoyed my life. Thanks. Bye.